friend, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy, the Handmade Homeschooler, and today is Friday. And that means I'm about to start my weekend homeschool prep routine. And I do have a routine, and there is a method to my madness. So I thought it would be cool to take you through my little 6-step-ish, I think it's like 6-ish steps, to my routine and show you what I'm doing, because this year I'm doing it completely different than I have been doing it in previous years. So everything is kind of new and I'm still getting used to it, but I wrote down what seems to be my normal plan, and I'm gonna just take you through it and see what you guys think. If you haven't yet, I would so appreciate it if you hit the like and the subscribe button, because then you're gonna get all of my videos about homeschooling, which is why I think you are probably here. So, and if you turn on that little bell icon, you'll get an alert every time I upload something cool here on my channel. I feel like I'm fading into the background with this white shirt. Hold on a sec. Okay, this is a little bit better. I'm not fading into this white wall here anymore. Okay, so let's talk about my 6-step routine. I'm doing some of the things that I've always done, which is looking ahead, prepping any material, writing down what we're going to be doing. But I decided to take this summer, and here's the major disclaimer to this, so you don't get lost while you're watching this video. Over the summer, one of my main goals was to get several weeks ahead in our homeschooling schedule, which meant that I started reading the curriculum books. And while I read the curriculum books, I took notes and I made anchor charts. And I did this for all of the classes that I was teaching and some of them that I wasn't, just so I knew the material. And I did this up to week 8 of their curriculum. So I am like prepped and prepared in my brain for 8 weeks of school. We're getting ready to launch into week 4. Now, because of that, I'm still staying 8 weeks ahead of schedule. So let's say at the end of week 1 of homeschool, I was reading week 9's material, okay? And I do apologize if the sun is going in and out and making the lighting look a little weird, but I like working with natural sunlight, and we just had a hurricane come through and it's kind of cloudy and weird out, so. Okay, so I have a couple of things that I'm gonna show you here. This is my notebook. This is divided. I'll leave the link down below for this. This was not a cheap notebook. This was like 20 bucks on Amazon, which I normally wouldn't spend that much for a notebook. But they were pre-divided. So you see these dividers? They are pre-divided, and I thought that would be really helpful for me to take notes for, and I was right, it is. It was totally worth the 20 bucks. So what I'm doing is I'm taking notes on the classes in this notebook for the courses that I am specifically teaching. So in this notebook, I have Apologia's General Science, I have Not Grasses, America the Beautiful, and I also have How Jesus Built His Church, because we're doing that one as a family, and my husband is the main instructor for that one, but I'm still taking notes and doing that course with them. The other thing I have here is my Mardell A Simple Plan planner. And this is, when I say my homeschool planner, this is what I'm referring to. And I really have enjoyed this planner. So isn't it so pretty this year? I just love it. Okay, so let's jump into the 6 steps. So the first thing that I do, and I'm gonna do this actually today because it's Friday, is I fill out my planner. So I only fill out 1 week in advance. I've learned my lesson with this. I can only handle 1 week at a time. So every Friday, I sit down at the table, I lay out all the books, and I just basically write what we're gonna be doing. I have a lesson planning video where I show you how exactly I use the Mardell planner and what I write down. This maybe takes me 10 minutes, super easy. So the second thing I do is because I am 8 weeks ahead in their schedule, I open up here and I see what chapters we're doing, and then I review the chapters. So because I did them so far in advance, I want to be able to refresh my memory. And so I grab my books and I just kind of flip through, refresh myself with them, get familiar with it again and the material. And then I also get back in here, and in this book, I review all the notes that I took down, because in here I'm writing down all the most important things. So that's the next step, is review, review, review. What is the material that's going to be presented? What am I going to be teaching? Who are the most important people? And just kind of reabsorb that material again. Number 3, don't hate me, but I'm gonna tell you it does help. I watch the IEW videos. And this doesn't have to be like a big thing, right? Because whenever you have an IEW video, or a video course, I mean, you're going to get a teacher book and you're going to get the streaming access. I have one child in structure and style, and I have another child in Introduction to Public Speaking. Now, I'm not only very familiar with structure and style, but I took over the summer the teaching, writing, TWSS, teaching, writing, structure, and style. I had to think about that for a minute. I took that course over the summer. That was very helpful for me. Highly recommend it. Highly, highly recommend that course. And now I don't feel like I really need to watch all of his videos, but I do look in his teacher book. So I don't actually have to watch his structure and style course videos, because I know what they're going to be doing. I know what all the things are. We've been doing that course for 4 or 5 years. I got it. I just look at his schedule and see, like, what are you going to be writing about? And I familiarize myself in the teacher book for structure and style. I familiarize myself with the passages. So whatever, I can't remember the word right now, whatever sample of writing that they have. Sometimes it's an Aesop fable, sometimes it's a fairy tale, sometimes it's an excerpt from a book. Whatever that is, I read that in there. It's usually just 1 page, and then I just know the story. So that only takes me a couple minutes. Sometimes I even do that on Monday. And I just make myself familiar with what he is actually doing for that day. So that's structure and style. So my son's in 11th grade. He is about to start week 4 on Monday of what he calls IPS, Introduction to Public Speaking. And he's doing really good. So I familiarize myself with everything, because I have to be an evaluator. My husband and I are evaluators of his speeches. And the best way to be an evaluator is if you know the material that they're supposed to be doing. And, you know, if you have that checklist of things, it's really hard to go through that checklist of things that you are supposed to be grading them on without knowing exactly what they are and what they're looking for. So highly recommend, please watch the videos. That's the best way to just familiarize yourself with the whole thing. There's also a teacher book with that, and I refer back to that a lot. So the next step's really easy. I set out any materials that I need. So while I'm going through my lesson plan book, I'm also looking to see, do I need any materials for science experiments or art projects? And what I do is I gather up those materials and I just kind of set them off to the side in a basket or whatever I have. And I say, okay, this is for that. And one of the things that really, really helps me out is the lab kits. I have the lab kit for the science, the general science, and let me tell you, those lab kits have saved my life on more than one occasion. So here is my Nature's Workshop Plus lab kit. I have it on the floor. But what I wanted to show you is that one of the reasons why I love this so much is because they are all, I don't know if this is gonna focus, but they're all labeled. So this one says module 2 and 4, and then it has everything in here for modules 2 and 4 experiments. So because we're starting module 2 this week, or no, we're in the 2nd week of module 2, I need this one because we're gonna do experiment 2.3 on Monday morning, and my brain is not firing on all pistons on Monday morning, so I'm gonna get this and I'm just gonna set it out over on my child's desk so it's ready to go. But the rest of them are like that, and Nature's Workshop Plus puts in like one of these papers that shows you all the experiments and all the materials, but every bag in here is labeled. See, there's the label, and it shows you everything that's inside. So I don't have to worry about anything. Everything's already in here. The only things that you might need is like boiling water or something like that, like something that they could not physically put in this box. But other than that, everything is here and done for you. So all I have to do is spend like 30 seconds fishing out this out of my box and I'm good to go. I will always sing the praises of lab kits and things that make homeschool mama life easier. That's one that will do the trick. Okay, so the next one is prepping the anchor charts. So this is my anchor chart. It's already filled out. I have modules 2 through 5, I think, written on here. And it's just like a big pad of paper that is secured to the top with a clip right here. So see, super easy. And then it's got like little hooks where you can hook the top, because if you can see, there's like little holes here. You just hook them up at the top. If you have a whiteboard like this, it's movable. I just write it in marker and highlight the most important things that I wrote down in that pink notebook that is my notes notebook. And that's it. So basically I'm just gonna check and make sure that I have everything for Monday, and I believe that I do. So there is Monday's lesson right here. We're gonna be talking about different scientists and operational science and the scientific method. So we're gonna be doing this, so I'm good to go for Monday. Now, the last step is prepping for new weeks ahead. So because I am 8 weeks ahead, my main job is to stay on top of that, because if I get lazy, we're gonna catch all the way up and then I'm gonna be like chasing and I'm gonna get behind. So my main job is to work on 1 week every single week. So over the weekend, sometimes Saturdays and sometimes on Sundays, or sometimes just even throughout the week, I'll grab their textbooks, I'll grab my notebooks, and I will just start writing out and sketching out the new anchor charts. I will read all the material and I will take all the notes on all the important things that I think need to be taught in the lesson or reinforced during the lesson, that type of thing. And that seems to help me stay pretty far ahead of where I need to be, and it helps me stay at least 6 to 8 weeks ahead of the kids in their studies. So if something does happen and I get really sick or whatever, I'm at least prepped and I can handle any questions that they ask me, or my husband can grab my notebook and he can flip in there and do whatever he needs to do. So it just makes it a lot easier when I am prepared and I know the material. I cannot tell you how much it has helped me this year just to know the material so much better than I have any other year prior. So yes, it's work, but it's worth it. It's made this year so much smoother. And I noticed too, like the first week of school, it took down the chaos like 3 or 4 levels, because I was so in tune and I knew what those books had in store for us, and I already knew all the material, and because of that, it made transitioning from summer into the new school year very easy. So I think this will probably be my new routine, like until the kids graduate. I can't see myself really deviating from it, as well as it's worked for us. So very happy with it so far. We're about to enter week 4, like I mentioned, and this week I'm going to do some more work. I think I'm gonna start chapter 11. Yeah, 11 or 12 in all of the books this week. So I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna start that this afternoon while my youngest and I make some pizzas for dinner. And it seems to be like Friday has turned into pizza night, but homemade pizza, because teenage boys and pizza gets very expensive when you are doing deliveries. So I've learned how to make pizza with my youngest, and it's like pizza and homeschool prep night for me. So I enjoy it, I like it, and it's a great thing to do on Saturdays. That's like my new Saturday thing is school prep. And I can honestly say, as a mom, I have learned so much by reading their books and knowing the material. And we've had so many deep conversations, especially with my high schooler, with like his philosophy class and stuff, because I'm reading the books with him, and we can have discussions about these philosophers because I'm reading the philosophy book with him and I'm taking the course with him. So It's been fantastic and I love it. All right, I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope I was able to answer some of the questions that I've been getting. But if you have any questions about my note-taking, my anchor charts, my lesson planning, pop them down below in the comment section and I might make a new video answering some of those for you as far as like homeschool prep. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day and happy homeschooling.